Hi everyone! In today's video, we would love to show you some of the most traditional and popular drinks here in Turkey. There are so many that you will enjoy, and this is a video for you to get to know each one of them. AYRAN. This is one of the most famous drinks in Turkey. It's made of yogurt, salt, and water. It's very easy to make on our own, since the only thing we have to do is to mix up all these ingredients I already mentioned, and according to our own taste and desired thickness. Ayran is one of the fundamental drinks in Turkish culture. It's believed that it was developed by the Turks thousands of years ago when they mixed bitter yogurt with water to improve its flavor. So this drink is dating back to Central Asia. Ayran goes excellent when eating kebab, doner, or any other street foods. It can be easily found in any restaurant in Turkey. In my case, I'm a big fan of AYRAN, especially the summer season, because it's a refreshing drink. Chai. This Turkish word in English means tea, and Turkey is one of the top 5 tea-growing nations in the entire world. As a result, Turkey regularly ranks as one of the highest per capita tea consumers on the planet. The tea leaves are grown in the Black Sea coastline of Turkey that goes from Rize all the way to the borders with Georgia, thanks to the mild weather and the high level of rainfall in that region. Now, this is a question that most of us are curious about, and this is about how Turkish people typically take their Turkish tea. Well, they usually drink their tea from these small tulip-shaped glasses. And if wished, you can add sugar. They will all the time drink it boiling hot. There is not like a bit hot or hot. No, it must be boiling hot. And in a Turkish daily life, they will start their day with a tea during their breakfast. And along their day, they will be all the time drinking it, either with friends, at work, in gatherings, in meetings, anywhere, at any time. This Turkish tea will be found in any single place in Turkey. You will be offered after you go to a restaurant, and after finishing your food, you will be offered some tea. As well, if you're in the most touristic areas anywhere in Turkey, especially in Istanbul, as soon as you enter a shop, you will be offered some tea. So you won't have any trouble when finding this special drink. The Turkish coffee was brought to Istanbul in 1555 by 2 Syrian traders. During the 17th century, it was essential in the Ottoman Empire court that even women in the harem were trained on how to prepare that perfect Turkish coffee. Its special preparation, brewing techniques, and its rich communal culture made it worthy of being inscribed in 2013 into the UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list. The Turkish coffee represents hospitality and friendship, and its importance in social occasions also was a big factor for it to be inscribed in this UNESCO's list. For example, this coffee is usually served in special holidays and also during engagement ceremonies. Another interesting fact about Turkish coffee is that after finishing it, some people can read our future from the shapes left by the coffee grounds in the cup. The process for reading these cups after finishing our Turkish coffee is, first of all, imagine here we have the coffee. From all the leftovers here, the only thing we will do is we will put it like this, and we will let everything to come to this plate. We will let it cool down, and after 5-10 minutes, then you can turn it, and from all the shapes inside, that person will be able to read your fortune. Another instrument needed for preparing the Turkish coffee is the one called cezve, and that one looks as something like this one. You will find them in different sizes. This one is a medium size, but also there are smaller ones and bigger ones. Here what you have to do is to put the coffee, then water, and then sugar if wished. And you will put it on your stove to warm it up. That's the way we do it at home. but the traditional way, and that's the way you will see it in the most touristic areas in Istanbul or in any other city within Turkey, you will see stands and people warming the coffee in sand. That's a very great option as well. So when you come to Turkey, don't forget to buy these cezves and your cups and your Turkish coffee. When drinking coffee, usually it will be served along with little chocolates and lokum, and also water. Why is this? Water is very important after drinking Turkish coffee because if you have previously tried it, or if not, I will explain you why. This coffee at the very end, it has a sandy texture. So when you're finishing it, you can feel it coming to your mouth. You shouldn't drink that. But in case you do it, and also for the strong flavor this coffee has, at the end, you can just drink water and refresh your mouth. The Boza is mostly a wintertime drink in Turkey, and it comes to color up those gray days that we usually have in the country during this season. This Boza, it comes from fermented grains, and also it has nutritious values such as protein, zinc, iron, among others. The Central Asian Turks began to make boza in the 10th century, but in different other centuries, this beverage was banned by different sultans for its high alcoholic level caused by the excessive fermentation of the grains. Then, in the 19th century, a non-alcoholic and sweet version became very popular among the society, and nowadays, this is the one we can find and enjoy while in Turkey. The Sahlep is only found in Turkey during the winter season in the country. And this is a sweet and hot beverage, and if wished, it can also be topped with cinnamon. In Istanbul, you will find it anywhere, and you will usually see also people selling them on the streets in little stands, and they will be selling them to people who are walking in the cold weather. And even also, if you're taking a ferry ride from Europe to Asia or vice versa, you can also buy one from there. The most interesting fact of this drink is that it is made from orchids, and Turkey is one of the richest countries from Europe and the Middle East, which has the most different types of these flowers. The word Sahlep comes from the old languages spoken in the Anatolian region of Turkey, and back then and back in the days, the orchid was known as Sahlep. The Sahlep is made from the roots of the orchid, which are grinded into a type of very thin flour, and this one is the one we use for making the Sahlep. Shalgam is a popular and non-alcoholic drink from southern Turkey. Usually in places selling rakı, also shalgam will be served as a non-alcoholic beverage, and rakı and shalgam complement the flavors of each drink. Shalgam is made out of purple carrots which have been fermented for several weeks in wooden barrels, along with bulgur, wheat, and salt. The ŞIRA is a fermented grape juice, and when the Boza season is already coming to an end during the spring season, then is the perfect time for looking for ŞIRA, which is usually consumed during warmer weather. The ŞIRA is made by fermenting grape juice, but the process will be stopped right before the sugar turns into alcohol. One can easily say that ŞIRA replaced the wine on Muslim dining tables of the Ottoman Empire. The rakı is an alcoholic national drink in Turkey. This one is made out of different fruits in different regions, but the main ones will be grapes, figs, and plums, often anise flavored. This is a quite strong drink, and this is why if you consume rakı, I recommend you taking it slowly. What do we have to do with rakı? How do we usually drink it? Well, first of all, we need one clear, straight, narrow glass as this one I am showing you, and then the rakı will be added from 1/3 up to half of the glass, and the rest will be mixed with water and ice. Usually Turks consume rakı along with some other mezeler. Mezeler means different type of appetizers or snacks, usually cold, And their favorite ones for drinking Raki will be different type of cheeses and yellow melon, known in Turkish as kavun. Also, fish goes very well while drinking Raki. The sherbet is a sweet drink made from fruits and flower petals. This one also has a long and rich history. For example, Suleiman the Magnificent was said that he was a big fan of sherbet. Even his wife, the famous Roxalana or Hurrem, has a sherbet named after her. The sherbet was one of the most important features of a grand Ottoman banquet. The flavors for the sherbet are endless, but the most popular ones are rose, tamarind, mandarin, and pomegranate. In the present time, sherbet is reserved for special occasions, and during the month of Ramadan, it is very popular when people enjoy the sherbet after the sunset to break the day's fast. These were some of the most popular and famous Turkish drinks that you can enjoy when traveling here. So you already have an idea when you come to Turkey or Istanbul which ones you must try. Thanks a lot for watching our video. And if you would like to know more tips and recommendations about Turkey and Istanbul, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you next time. Bye-bye.